Pillars of Eternity Part 1. This is going to be an entirely blind playthrough, as I have not yet played this game. Because of course it's only been out for a few weeks. But I actually just got the game, and I'm going to play it for the first time, and I'm going to play it and record the whole thing. So let's get started. We'll go with normal difficulty. Expert mode disables a number of helper features in the game. Players who want to rely on their own faculties and intuition while playing the game should play expert mode. This option is selected when you start a new game. It cannot be enabled in-game, and if disabled, cannot be re-enabled in the game. Interesting. In Trial of Iron mode, only one save file is kept for the entire playthrough. If the player is killed, the file is deleted and you must start again. This option can't be changed in-game. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, we're not going to have Expert Mode or Trial of Iron on because I don't want to. Let's see what character creation's like now, I suppose. I'm liking the art assets so far. If a character's endurance is reduced to 0, the character is knocked out, but will get back up with full endurance if their side wins the battle. Health damage is typically only restored while resting. Interesting. So apparently we're starting off ill. Awesome. I say that sarcastically because who wants to start an adventure being unhealthy? We will be playing a male character, as I am a male person. Next, let's see. Human Aumawan thing. Aumaua. I don't even know how to pronounce that right. Interesting. Dwarves. Elf. Which has an unusual skin pigment for an elf, but okay. An Orlan, which I'm not sure what this guy is supposed to be. And a godlike. Guess these guys are kind of like the tieflings, or not the tieflings, but like the Asimers in D&D. What to be, what to be, what to be. Kind of like these guys. The mighty Aumaua are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as another word I can't pronounce, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. So, physically strong guy, eh? Arm in the teeth and all ion gain an additional weapon set. Interesting. Towering physique, coastal gain bonuses to defend against prone and stun effects. Based on that, I want to go with the island guys, so that way I can equip more weapons. Because weapons. Let's see what class I want to be. A barbarian, a chanter, a cipher. Ooh, cipher. What's a cipher in this game? A recent discovery in the Eastern Reach, ciphers were once called Birshalgwyn, mind hunters, by the Glanfathans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the technique have spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time, but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. Powers. Ciphers can directly target allies and enemies with powerful soul-focused effects. These powers cost focus, which ciphers build through the use of their soul whip. Okay, so beat people with my soul whip about the head and chest and stuff, and then use magic-y things on them. Interesting. Let's see. What is a chanter? In every culture across Eora, there are chanters. Many historians consider chanters to be the most ancient workers of magic, their hallowed phrases stirring the collective memory of wayward souls around them, compelling them to generate magical effects in a kind of reenactment. In some societies, chanters form organized groups of storytellers and researchers, but in most parts of the world they are just a time-honored part of local folk traditions. So they're bards. Interesting. Otherwise, all the classes are standard RPG fare: barbarian, druid, fighter, monk, paladin, priest, ranger, rogue, and wizard. Kind of partial to spellcasters, but I don't know. So mid-range attack that hits a small area for raw damage and can leave targets dazed. Interesting. Stabby McStabberton. Bow and arrow guy. Sword and board. Already look the monk, who's a punchy guy. Fighter is also sword and board with some chainmail instead of the paladin's plate mail, or at least what looks to be plate mail. Druid. Spirit. All druids have mastered one animalistic form. These forms give the druid strong melee abilities and grant an additional power while the druid is shifted. Spells. Druids have access to a variety of offensive and some support-oriented spells. Every 2 levels, druids automatically gain access to an additional set of spells. Initially, their spells can be cast a limited number of times per rest. As druids gain power, their weaker spells eventually shift to per encounter use. Interesting. Thinking right now of playing a druid. Possibly maybe a cipher. So I'm curious about how ciphers do their thing and what they are, because it sounds like if I had to, it sounds like the cipher is kind of a psionic type character if we were to think of this in D&D terms. but I could be wrong. I've never actually played a psionic character in D&D before. Well, that's not entirely true. I did in the PSP Dungeons & Dragons Tactics game. I tried psionic in that. It was alright, but nothing special. Endurance low. I would imagine these guys have very high... Oh, no, they have low endurance. I'm kind of surprised, given that their whole thing is built around endurance. Oh, no, I was thinking of focus, not endurance. My bad. I am torn between the Cypher and the Druid. Cypher and Druid, Cypher and Druid, Cypher and Druid. I wish I knew more about what these characters could do. I mean, I know pretty well what Druids do in most iterations, but I really don't know what the Cypher can do. And I'm really curious about that. It says Cypher uses a whip of a soul whip, whatever that is. See, I don't even know like what stuff to put attributes in, but I'm gonna give a Cypher a try because I'm curious. Oh, here we go. Now it's letting me see what my powers are. Anti-pathetic field? Huh. Creates a toxic physical manifestation of the mutual antipathy between the Cypher and the enemy target. Anyone caught in the path between the two will suffer corrosive damage. Eye strike. Shocks an enemy's visual receptors, dazing and blinding them, as well as blinding nearby targets. Target becomes the object of concussive blasts of psychic energy, suffering raw damage from the trauma. Characters in this conical area behind the target fail saving. Okay. Mind wave. Target becomes the object of a concussive blast of psychic energy, suffering raw damage from trauma. Characters in a conical area behind the target failing a fortitude check are knocked prone. Soul shock. Briefly transforms the outer shell of an allied target's soul into energy, releasing an electrical burst around them. Characters standing in the area around the target take shock damage. Tenuous grasp. Assails the target's grasp on reality, frightening and confusing them. Whisper of treason. Imparts a bedeviling secret to an enemy that causes its allegiance to bend, charming them for duration. Think I'm gonna maybe go with the Druid. Let's take a look at what the Druid can do. Spirit shift bear, boar, cat, stag, wolf. It draws upon the Druid's natural connection to the cat, temporarily allowing him or her to assume that form. The cat shapeshift has a naturally fast attack and can burst into even faster attacks for short periods of time. Draws upon the Druid's natural connection to the wolf, temporarily allowing him or her to transform into that form. The wolf spirit shift moves quickly and has an attack that can knock enemies prone. Interesting. I'm guessing the bear is the most physically powerful. The bear spirit shift has a high damage reduction and can invoke terrifying roar. The boar spirit shift regenerates lost endurance and inflicts damage over time with its melee attacks. No, this one. The Stag Spirit Shift has higher defenses and can attack groups of enemies with its melee carnage attack. Okay, so we got high damage reduction, DPS, high attack speed, high defense and area attacks, and knockback attacks. Seems like the Stag is the best one because it gets really 2 benefits, whereas most of the others get 1-ish. So the cat can attack fast, and its attack speed just gets faster. The boar, or the bear, has damage reduction and roars. The boar can recoup lost endurance and do damage over time. Stag, it's got higher defense and can attack groups of enemies. I think I want to do the wolf, but it doesn't seem to have. It seems to be the least beneficial because all does. Oh no, that's actually not bad because I can knock people on their ass, which means they're not going to be attacking back as much. So yeah, I think we'll go with the wolf. I'm not sure what the stars mean. I'm guessing those are the attributes you need to focus on. Charm Beast, Dancing Bolts. Sunbeam calls down a shaft of intense sunlight, burning and potentially blinding enemies in the area. Winter Wind, Vial of Thorns. Okay. I'll put 2 points there. Intellect. Highly recommended for Druid. Okay, so yeah, the ones with the stars are the... These are the stats you really need to... You really want high for this class. So I will do 1 in E, 1 in D, and 1 in... There. Next. Culture. Interesting. The Adia Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Kind of makes sense for this guy, since apparently these guys like beaches and islands. Though the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Adir is at its heart and houses the majority of its human and elven nations. The Deadfire Archipelago, consisting of the nation of Naisitak, dozens of Aumo settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea. Deadfire is home to a boreal dwarves and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Interesting. Ixamital Plains, located in the northeast of Irglanfath. The Ixamital Plains are a large expanse of fertile savannas that are extensively farmed by human and Orlan residents. The Ixamital culture is one of the oldest in the world, though one of the least imperialistic, having spread out little over the past several thousand years. Old Vaelia. Once the crown jewel of the southern seas, Old Vaelia is now the crumbled remnants of an empire of warring merchant nations. Counting many humans and dwarves among their ranks, the old Vaelian countries are still forces to be reckoned with and are proud of their rich cultural heritage. Dominated by the, however you say that, nation of the Reuatia. The Gulf itself is host to a number of nations, most of them and Dwarven. Though these countries are relatively young, they are some of the most advanced colonial settlements in the East. The Gulf is a land of riches and resources for those who can take them. The entire coast is often pummeled by violent storms. Okay, I think I'm probably going to go with that group, but I want to see what the other two are. This one might also be good for me too. The Living Lands is a mountainous region of a large northern island, renowned for its diversity of plant and animal life. Its weather is unpredictable, and its ecosystems vary dramatically from valley to valley. The Living Lands are home to an assortment of races in a variety of colonial and independent settlements. The White That Wends. A large, cracked southern expanse of polar ice. The White That Wends is home to pale elves and small colonies of daring explorers, outcasts, adventurers. While virtually no plant life grows in the White, it is home to many hardy species of dangerous animals that forage from the sea. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with this one, because this one seems the most fitting of what my character is. Because it also buffs my con, which is good. Of course, the Living Lands would buff my might, and some of the others would boost other stuff, but I want to go with boosting my con because I want decent con, because that's health. Health is important. Next. Okay, aristocrat, drifter, laborer, merchant, slave, dissident, hunter, mercenary, or scholar. You've made a name for yourself as a troublemaker. No, I'm not going to be dissident. No. Not going to be a... Well, I mean, it kind of would go in with the wolves, because wolves are pack hunters. You live for the thrill of the chase. Whether for glory or the sustenance, you have made a living taking the lives of wild creatures. No, that's... Inking drifter. You never quite fit in no matter where you go. Each new town is just a place to rest. Briefly before moving on to the next, you are more comfortable on the road traveling the world. I kind of like that one. I think I'm going to go... Yeah, I'm going to go with that. I like the drifter idea. No, too late. Interesting. I wish you could, like, color the tattoo bits, but whatever's not a big deal. Wow, that's really red. I think we're gonna go with that. Actually, before I do hair, let's do a character portrait. The hell? That is a unique looking person. I really like this character portrait. I like the vagueness of it and the, what's the word? The yeah, I don't know what I was trying to say. Okay, anyway. I find it interesting that it's letting me look at the female portraits for a male character, but whatevs. I will go through the character portraits until I find one that I like. That character portrait kind of looks like fuck, what it looks like a Disney princess, but I'm totally blanking on the movie of the movie I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, we'll go with that portrait. Oops, back up. One more. No. Hair color. Okay. Spear and a buckler, huh? Okay. Now, and we're gonna go with male stoic for the voice. Enter a name. Let's see. He's a druid. We will name him Torlock. Yes, Torlock will be his name. Torlock the druid with cornrows. Yes. Just makes sense to me. I think this first episode is going to be a little longer, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to have the character creation in it, and then the first like half hour of gameplay. And we'll see, we'll go from there and see how it all goes, I guess. New quest, the Gilded Vale. Journey to the Gilded Vale. Caravan Master Odema. The Caravan Master finishes addressing the group. His bushy red must sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis. He nods toward a looming black mass on the hillside. At last the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over. He nods in your direction. Sparrowfell nods and slides the worn bow over his shoulder. What are these runes? Okay, close. Who did build these ruins? Hmm. Interesting. Alright, well, time to go look for some berries then. He scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow. Not how I would think that name is pronounced. I would think it would be pronounced Kaliska. But Kalisha is okay too. The woman looks up on her own time. Demo check. He casts a sidelong glance at her. Okay, which one's Aiden? Hold on. Which one of you is Heyoden? Why do none of you have fucking names? Stop giving... I know how to play freaking computer games, thank you. Do. Go away. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic. He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. It's covered with uneven stubble, as if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road. Let's see what you've got. Okay. There we go. Now it's all out of my hair. I have 100 gold bits. Oop, oop, oop. Ah, 13 to 18. I don't even know what kind of weapons I can use because I don't know this game. Okay, what I'm going to do before buying anything is I'm going to do this. No, I don't want to look at crafting. There we go. This is what I want to look at. No. No. Interesting. I'm not seeing anything about weapon or armor proficiencies. Interesting. In that case, let's see what you have again. Sorry to keep being a pest about this, but I feel that I need to equip. Let's see, I have a whole lot of not much money to spend. Can't afford any armor, so that sucks. Can't afford potion. Medium shields offer a moderate improvement on protection with small reduction to accuracy. They are the most commonly used shield in the drywood and come in a variety of shapes. Compare... No, I don't want to compare it to the freaking torch. Compare... Nope. Ah. There we go. Mate deflection. What does this have for deflection? Okay, so I'm thinking that the yeah, small shield. Rods are the largest magical implements and can be distinguished from wands and scepters by the heads on each end. Rods focus and release more soul energy than wands or scepters. This attribute makes their blows more powerful, but they recharge fire more slowly. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like my character... Let's see what it says about Pike. +1. Pikes are easily the longest weapons in common use by soldiers. It's a two-handed weapon. Powerful main hand. I don't really want to use a two-handed weapon, but I may have to anyway. I mean, I could do sword and board. Could go with a bow. Hunting bow, two-handed. I think For now, I'm going to do sword and board. I think, yeah. Interesting to know that you don't seem to actually have to buy ammo for your ranged weapons. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and close this. Inventory. Torch. Oh, I've got a battle axe, 13 to 19. Okay, what I'm going to do, since I've already got a battle axe that does more damage than my sword, so I'm going to trade that for something else. Because I don't feel the need to have two melee weapons. One of them being clearly weaker than the other. But you know what? I'm just going to trade it. I'm not actually going to buy anything else right now. I'm confused. Okay. She had the axe. I have a spear thingy. A spear. Which does exactly the same amount of damage as that sword I had bought. So there we go. Let's explore and find some berries. Explore in the camp, finding... Okay. Mechanics +1 or lockpicks or something. You know what? I want to know what's in that. I know it's a douchey thing to do, but I want to know. Eh. Oh. Hopefully them lockpicks don't fail me. Lockpicks required 1. / party lockpicks 1. Do you? Yes. Let's see what's down this. Okay, I'm not going to go too far down this road because I don't know where it leads and don't want to get too far away from the caravan area. Exploration is key, blah blah blah. No need to be a dick, buddy. I'm not trying to stray too far. Interesting. You fucker. fucker. I had you charmed, you little shit. That dog is a dick. Yay, I got the spring berries. That was me clapping. If I don't know if it picked up, but yeah. Anyway, Kalisha, you're kind of a mystery to the rest of the caravan. Just some kind of wanderer, the way I hear it. Ooh. I'm gonna go with the orphan option. Yeah. How is it you happen to come here? Burn down the wow, these options can get kind of dark. But I'm not going the dark route. Got a lot on your mind then. Hopefully things work out in the end, but in my experience, they don't always. Kalisha breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Raedric's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You here to settle like the rest of the lot? Nope, I'm just passing through. That's usually the case with the big city. Just a little ways further up the same road. Where are you headed? Nowhere. I'm going on to the city. See where that takes me. Closest one is Defiance Bay, capital. Few days out. Got its nice places and its not so nice places. Same as any city, but the Duke is a good man. Which, by the way, they misspelled Duke. It's supposed to be spelled D-U-K-E, but whatever. We'll go with it because fantasy game. Is it? Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema will give me an earful. Let's be on our way. Why are you here? Kalisha sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here some time back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time, though, she asked me to come out. And that's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixamital. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. Dema I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a route this way, but he's doing it for me. Alright, let's head back to the camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just down the way. Come on. Let's get your water. I already passed that jackass once. Okay, this looks like it's the edge of the map. Doubt he's up there because the map doesn't go any further. So let's head back down this way and see where the night takes us. I am enjoying this game so far. Then again, I've always liked the Infinity Ward games. They're great. Ooh, I'm going to grab this flame here. I don't know what it is, but... Let's see what's down this way. Okay, I'm near the... Okay, here's the stream. Now let's see where the dick bag is. I guess I'm being a little hard on the guy. I mean, he was kind of an ass when I talked to him, but I don't really know anything about him other than he was being kind of an ass, so... Let's see. Ooh, a deer. A doe. A female deer. I did that wrong. It's actually doe, a deer, a female deer. Travelers, maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign anyway, you figure it. The corpse is called... Duty looty. Interesting. Oh, there's another dead guy down here. Actually, there's two dead guys down here. So, interesting. Plenty of dead folk in and around this area. Has received quests. Your journal will be updated. No shit. I have played RPGs before, but thank you anyway, game. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the pool water. While Kalisha waits nearby, keeping watch as you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparfell, one of the guides, barely discernible in the dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves forward. Moves toward you with labored breath. Kalisha frowns. Sparfell's toe catches on a rock, and he collapses forward in a heap. The feathered shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag. An asshole and another asshole. So let's see here. I'm seriously out of... Assholes. Hold on, gotta loot the corpses first, jeez. Oh, he's dead. That's sad. I mean, well, it's not really sad that he's dead because I didn't know the guy, and he was kind of a dick to me when I did try to talk to him, so not really that upset in that aspect. Footprints around the campfire are indistinct and may have been here for days. Ooh. Booze! Booze. I don't know why that amused me, but it did. So what I'm going to do here in a second... Okay, actually, let's head up this way. I think I'm going to end part 1 of my Pillars of Eternity playthrough here, and I'll see you guys again in part 2 of Pillars of Eternity.